And I'm joined now by our Christina Santiago. Christina, you have a really personal connection to this story. Your sister is a student at that school.
Yeah, she is. And I heard about this 2 minutes before going live this morning at 11 a.m. doing my live shot for the morning show. And I get a text from her saying, I'm hiding in the classroom. There's a shooting that's happening in this building, and to please send prayers. So I text her back and I don't hear from her until 20, 30 minutes after, which was very painful.
Yeah, I can imagine how horrifying that situation was for you, and you had to go on air, which I commend you for doing that. Fortunately, she is okay. Walk me through the next steps when you heard from her and how she was doing.
So I heard from her driving back to the station. She calls me to tell me that she's okay. She's at a secure location, and basically what happened is she had a class presentation that day. She finished her presentation. She went to the bathroom. Her friend texts her, there's a school shooting, come back now. So she runs to the bathroom, and thank God her classmate said something, because the professor waited for her to come back into the classroom to start putting desk up against the door, to tape that door or window. So she's in there just waiting. They hear some banging, but nobody is saying that it's police or anything. And then 20, 30 minutes go by, and then SWAT shows up. And SWAT was able to just lead the whole class to safety. And then she had to go to another secure location. She couldn't go back to her apartment because that area was an active crime scene.
And as you've been talking, you've been showing this video. Your sister actually recorded this video in the classroom. Walk me through what she said about this specifically.
So this moment is when they're just waiting in the classroom. FSU on the intercom is just saying that they're on lockdown to stay inside, to make sure, to wait for law enforcement or SWAT, but you can hear kind of in the audio just them saying to stay put, that this is in a lockdown moment.
I know you spoke with her and her friend. I understand that we have a clip of them.
Yes, and they're basically talking about what happened in that moment and what went on when they were waiting as well.
Okay, let's take a listen.
I came back sprinting, and then he closed the door, and that's when we all were in hiding, and we turned off the lights and closed the blinds. And Natalia, before, because I was in the bathroom, I didn't hear anything, but Natalia heard gunshots from the other building. Yeah, because they kind of just mentioned oh, there's a shooter, and at first there's so much construction that goes on, there's cars, everything, you don't necessarily think that's what you're hearing. So, and from where we were, we couldn't hear screams or anything like that. Yeah. So we kind of just were confused, didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And then the girls stopped presenting, we all kind of went silent, and then we heard all the gunshots. And then in that, I was texting my roommate who was in the student union, and she was telling me that she ran from the bullets too. So the whole time I'm just texting my roommate, making sure everyone's okay, texting everyone I knew. Yeah.
So obviously hearing that is just horrifying. And in that moment, I realized, I have a sense of relief right now, but so many people will not be having that feeling today because of those horrific actions. So I feel very lucky that she's okay, but I also know that my heart just breaks to the people who are injured, who are not alive anymore. And they went to this school to have this education, to be safe, and now that's in question.
Yeah, I want to echo your sentiments on that. I'm certainly thinking about all of those families that have been impacted. We're still waiting to learn about the injuries, about the gunman in this incident. Those details will unfold over the next little while here. I want to go back to your sister and her friend and where they go from here. Do they feel safe now going to school?
I mean, she kind of tells me that there's going to be that lingering thought in the back of her head, but the one thing that her and her classmate were saying is that what's next? How many events like these have to take place to have some sort of change? And there's obviously going to be that feeling of insecurity, because even right now she's not even back in her apartment. That area is off limits. She's still at her friend's apartment. So I feel like this is going to be just an ongoing battle, not just for her, but everyone within that area, students on campus, off campus. It's going to be something that's going to affect a lot of people.
We have another clip of them. We'll play that and we'll talk on the other side.
What's next? What are they? We definitely got lucky. Yeah. Is there something going to happen?
anything gonna get passed, like to help, like with there's just
Yeah.
so many shootings that happen. It's more, when is there gonna be a change? When is there gonna be difference?
Yeah, exactly. Like we texted before class, we're like, you're coming, right? Like we're presenting. Like it was just a normal Thursday. We're going to class. I had 3 classes after this one that I was expecting to go to. Like, and it's just like we come and this happens, and then like people lives are taken right outside our classroom, like in our building. Like it's just something so sad. And it's like there can be change about this that hasn't been done. And I just hope everyone just prays, and make sure everyone's okay, and always tell your loved ones that you love them. And
Well, Brenna, at the end of the day, I'm just so glad that they're both safe. And I mean, from our understanding, the suspect is in custody and he's in the hospital right now. So it's good to know that at least there isn't any active, activity right now going on with this tragedy.
Yeah, and more to come in the coming days, weeks, and likely months going forward on this topic. Christina, thank you for sharing your story with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.